What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing them the bacon MLB DFS video for this Monday, Labor Day, September 4th. We are back with another, hopefully, fantastic slate for you. So, we had a fantastic Sunday. The video did awesome. Big shout out to MJD for the $19.99 super thanks here on YouTube. Not expected, but very much appreciated. So, multiple ways to help the channel. That is one of them. Another one is just liking the videos, subscribing to the channel. Basically, I know it's annoying, but clicking on the ads definitely helps the channel as well. So, I put a lot of work into these videos, about an hour or so just on the videos. Doesn't include everything else on the website. So, any little bit helps. It's awesome that happened. Big shout out to everyone. It looks like I've been getting DMs on Twitter, Discord, and even our Facebook page has been getting some comments that you guys had a fantastic Sunday. I did all the slate. I put everything on the website, and then I was out all day with zero reception. Came back to a lot of things. So big shout out to everybody. If you've never been here before, you're probably in. Hopefully you're in for a treat. So what we're going to do is we're going to see who the winner is from yesterday. We have a giveaway every single day if there's at least 50 likes on a video. So anytime you're a subscriber, you like the video, leave a comment on it so the comment picker can pick you up. And anytime a video gets at least 50 likes, some random person, you can also win multiple days in a row, will win a week pass to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. And right now, since it's Monday, you're going to get everything, every sport. I believe there's PGAs back this week, so we have PGA, we have MLB for a week, we have MMA, we have NFL, guys. It's NFL week. We're very excited. So I've been working on NFL stuff. I'm going to show you a little bit. That being said, anytime a video gets 50 likes, you have a chance to win a free week. 100 likes is a month. 125 likes is a chance to win a year pass. And 150 likes on any video equals a lifetime pass. So I'm going to do the exact same thing I did yesterday. If this video gets 150 likes, 2 people are going to win a lifetime pass. So that being said, let's check out who the winner is. So good luck to everyone. And if this video gets 50 likes, which I know we can do it, you have a chance to win again today. So the winner is Pollock Hillbilly. Congratulations. This is like the 7th time they've won. So hit me up on Twitter or email. I can't remember which one you use all the time for me when you win. Congratulations. You have a chance to win every single day. So that is the winner right here. We are going to dig in. So we have a Monday slate. We have 11 games, 7 on the main slate, which the main starts at 1:10. 1:10 is when the main starts. It's a Labor Day, so it's going to be different. So depending on when you watch this video, hopefully it's finding you well. So what do? We break it down for you. So we're going to go through all of the pitching. Then we're going to look at the bats that we like in each slate. And people have been saying they love it this way. I want to do something like this for NFL, but I honestly have no idea what to even start with. So I'm a little bit weary for the NFL. I'm trying to figure out a website like this. There used to be NFL Savant, and it was the exact same thing, but for football. It's gone. I don't see it. I can't even find an equivalent of anything that might be like it. So if you guys do know of a website that I might not be thinking of that is like NFL Savant or is like this right here, let me know because I want to break it down for you. We're going to have our matchup tool, which will break it down. I got to start working on that. We're going to have our rankings as well. So everything's coming out this week. So excited for NFL. So that being said, we still have baseball to focus on. Let's focus on baseball and what we can look at. So the first game, the White Sox at the Royals, you got Jesse Schultz versus Cole Ragans. Now, Ragans has been an absolute beast since, I want to say, like his last, 5, since getting traded from Texas. So let's look. We're going to take a look. So let's look at Schultz here, which I believe Schultz is down here at 5,200. I think he's an opener. I don't think he's going to go deep into games. Game log. He's gone at least 5 innings and 2 starts. The problem is he's gotten less than double-digit fantasy points in those games. Strikeouts are low. Going into Kansas City, which is a plus matchup for him. So in tournaments, I'm okay with. But it's just, is he actually going to get into 5 innings? Can he get more strikeouts than this? I don't know. Has not faced Kansas City this year. Looking at this, hasn't started very many games on the road. He started 5 games on the road, has a 3.38 ERA, but the majority of those is 42 innings that he's pitched, probably in the relief setting. So we're not really seeing. I don't trust him enough. So he's probably out on mine. But you look at Cole Reagans here against the White Sox. I mean, look at this. 31.4. We used him against Pittsburgh at 6,000. They were not adjusting his salary. Oakland, 38.3. At Chicago Cubs, which is a pretty hard ballpark to pitch in, 23.5. So we've seen him go through. Love him. His price is creeping up there. I wish it were down a little bit. His price is creeping up there. Has not faced the White Sox this year. Pitching at home in 4 starts, 3.09 ERA, only averaging 8.8 fantasy points. But I'll take exposure to this one. I believe Luis Robert was out on Sunday. So he's day-to-day, I was going to say, quadriceps scratch. So he was a late scratch on Saturday, was out Sunday. If he is out again, I absolutely love Reagans even more because obviously Luis Robert, Eloy, they hit lefties well. So if he's out, that bumps Reagan up even more for me. So absolutely love Cole Reagans here. I want really nothing to do with Schultons. And then we can look at the bats. So we're getting to the dog days this summer over. We're in September. The races are heating up. Teams are already out of it. Kansas City, I believe, has the worst record in baseball right now. But they still have some shining spots here. If you're not going with Reagans and you're going with the White Sox, Eloy, Andrew Vaughn, Trace Thompson, more of a tournament option. Luis Robert, if he is in, but if he's not, obviously that takes him out. There's not a ton of White Sox bats that I really like. Grandal for tournaments, Anderson for tournaments, Moncada tournaments. Pretty much every player in here but Eloy and Luis Robert Jr. are tournament plays for me. So looking at that, that's kind of what I'm looking at. So I like Reagans a lot. If you're not going with Schultons, which I don't think I'm going to go with Schultons, I think I'm going to go more with the Royals bats here. MJ Melendez. And I know some of you have been talking about yesterday, the video I was on the webcam on our laptop. For whatever reason right now, I don't want to jinx it, but it's working right now. I don't know why, but I thought I'd turn it on to see what it's doing. So, again, welcome. It was good luck being on camera for everyone yesterday. Hopefully it's good luck again today. So, that being said, looking at Kansas City bats against Schultons, MJ Melendez, don't mind him at home. What you want to do is you want to find a lot of deep red here. So deep dark red, looking at good things here. So MJ Melendez, Michael Garcia, Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, would be looking at that. Michael Massey a little bit, I don't mind. But again, it's September. You're going to get these teams that are already out of it. They might be resting their players. They might rest Salvi today. They might be resting them and just letting the kids play, kind of like what the Yankees are doing. Yankees called up their youth, swept the Astros for the first time since 2013. Super exciting. I mean, I'm a Yankees fan. They're out of it. They're not mathematically eliminated, but they're probably out of it. A lot of things have to happen. But Jason Dominguez, we were all over him on Friday night. He was $2,000 on DraftKings. Home run. Sunday Night Baseball. Home run on Sunday. So these are going to be where these teams are already out of it. We're going to see some of these players that you've never heard of. Nick Lofton. Dayron Blanco. I don't know who's going to be in the lineup. Drew Waters. These are all very cheap options. With the lineups coming out early because it's the first game, you might find a little bit of value here. So that is something to look at. I might look at some of this value depending on what Royals bats actually are hitting in this game here. So the second game, Giants at the Cubs. We've got Logan Webb versus Justin Steele. They've seen each other a little bit. Steele, 28 plate appearances, 423, so not a ton. And then Logan Webb, 63 plate appearances, 175. It'll really depend on what the weather is doing and how the wind is blowing. So we do have a weather tab on our fantasy, just on the MLB cheat sheet down here, we have the weather tab there. So you can check that out. We have a bunch of stuff for you, NASCAR, NFL, PGA, stuff like that. So I'm going to try and work on a lot of things, being on a Monday, being on a holiday without having to work. being that we've got football going. Try to get all of the rankings out there. Usually, this is another thing. I don't know if you know this, but a couple of things. In the description of this video is today's article for baseball. You can check out the plays that we like in that article. So we're going to go through everything here, but you can check out like the top 5 pitchers we like and then top 3 bats at each position. So we pull those off the cheat sheet. So on top of that, with NFL, we usually get the matchup tool out by Thursday before the Thursday slate. And we're going to have video on it, so you can check that out. If I don't get it out by Thursdays, might have just a Thursday-only matchup slate, but we will have showdown lineups for the main showdowns this year. So Thursday night football, Sunday night football, Monday night football. So I know there are a lot of showdowns for every game basically on Sundays. We're going to have them for the 3 main ones, so that might be our matchup tool, so I can get our matchup tool done by Saturday. With that, we do rankings. The rankings usually come out like Wednesdays. They're usually put out Wednesdays and updated Sunday morning before lock, and we throw those on Reddit, and it's a huge hit over there, and I'll have the videos out here, so definitely check all that information out. So yeah, that being said, let's take a look at this baseball game right here, because that's why you're here, not to talk about football, but we're all very, very excited about football. So Logan Webb's 9,500. He is second or third highest priced pitcher on the slate. Coming on, he just looks. This picture makes me think he's 3'5". I don't know why. He just looks like an elf. I don't know why. He's probably like 6'5". I bet he is. Anyway, someone can Google how tall he is. That would be awesome. Coming in 3.49 ERA, 9.11 record, 169 strikeouts. Going up against Cincy. Got the loss, went 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts. So you're looking at like 5 to 6 strikeouts out of him. The Cubs are on another level right now. Cody Bellinger is on another level right now. It's Cody Bellinger resurgence season. He's back. He's trying to get the Cubs into the playoffs. He's going to get paid this year. He's going to get paid. Probably with the Cubs, but it'd be awesome to see him somewhere. He's going to get paid. At the way that the Cubs have been hitting, I don't know if I trust a pitcher against them in Wrigley. They just put up 15, I think, on Sunday. So, yeah, not looking good for their opponents lately. So looking at this, really just depends. I don't think I trust him enough. And then you got Justin Steele up here. Now, the San Francisco are banged up a little bit, but, they called everybody up, so now they've got some people in there. His last game, 6 innings, no earned runs, 8 strikeouts, 29.3 against Milwaukee. Milwaukee's a really good team. Against Pittsburgh, 16.7 was a little bit down. Against Kansas City was a good game. Splits-wise, he has not faced San Francisco this year. Pitching at home, he's got a 3 ERA. On the road, he's got a 3 ERA. Overall, he's got a 3 ERA. At home, though, he does have more strikeouts, a couple more walks, less home runs, more earned runs, more runs. So at this price of $10,000, I'm okay with. I don't like this ballpark for pitching. If the wind is blowing out, I don't want anything to do with this. So yeah, looking at this though on paper, he looks like he's in a good matchup here. We'll take it down. We're gonna look at both offenses to see if there are any bats that we like in this one. Obviously, we can only go over what's out now. When lineups drop, that is when everything goes. Towards the end of this video, and if you don't know, we do simulations on the website. So the simulations are the top plays here. So MLB and then our player projections. This is part of the premium content. So if you are an FTA Plus subscriber, $24.99 for a month, or you can use the promo code NFLVIP through Thursday night kickoff. Then you get $100 off using NFL VIP for the yearly pass. But you can see we do 2,000 simulations to a start. So these are the 2,000 simulations that we're going to talk about at the end of this video for today's slate. So this is Sunday's slate. These are simulations. Loved Seth Lugo. He was the picture of the video and article for a reason. I believe I didn't see the game. I know they won 4-0. I'm not exactly sure how he pitched. So I will look real quick just to gander. Again, I was out with 0 reception all day. We were out on the river with my daughter. Had a good day. Then we came home and we passed it on the couch. So looking at this, Seth Lugo came in. 6 innings. He only had 4 Ks, but gave up no earned runs and only 1 walk. So he was really good. So we do the 2,000 for pitching and 2,000 for bats. And then about an hour before first pitch for the main slate, these will do 10,000 simulations. So if you want to see these, check out the website. But we will go over the top 2,000, or not top 2,000, but after 2,000 simulations. We're going to cover that towards the end of this video. So that being said, if you're not going with Justin Steele, I don't know if I really want anything to do with Jock Peterson against a lefty. Maybe a little bit of J.D. Davis. Yastrzemski I'm okay with. Mitch Haniger, but he does like to hit lefties, but he also likes to get hurt more than he likes to get hits. Austin Slater would be a cheaper option. Patrick Bailey against a lefty has factored in very well for us this year. I don't mind Patrick Bailey against a lefty. Lamont Wade Jr. I'm okay with. Wilmer Flores against a lefty as well, if you don't want to pay up $10,000 for Steele. And the flip side of that, Cubs bats against Logan Webb. Chris Morrell I'm okay with. Seiya Suzuki I'm okay with. Ian Happ I believe had a good Sunday. Dansby Swanson I'm okay with. Candelario is a switch hitter. I like him. Tauchman is another one. If he's leading off, I do like Tauchman. And Bellinger and Nico Horner. So Bellinger's my number one. If I'm having any bats for the Cubs, Bellinger's going to be number one. He's going to be expensive, but he's going to be the number one bat for you there. Next game, Astros at the Rangers. Astros coming off their first sweep from the Yankees since 2013. This is for the division. This is the NL or AL West is a crazy division right now. Rangers had a lock, then they just started losing every game. The Astros came back. They just got swept by the Yankees. They're playing for something, both sides. JP France versus Andrew Haney. Now, JP France, we have stacked against JP France the last 5 starts, I believe. Let's take a look. So this is what's awesome. I say all this stuff. I don't look at these numbers before I talk about it. So you're seeing it maybe for the first time after me. But JP France here. Game logs. He had a pretty good game, an okay game against Boston. Time before that, 2.1 innings, 10 earned runs. Minus 16.6. Against Seattle, only 2 earned runs, 18.1. So he's been lit up a little bit, but he's also had success. Now he's going up against Texas. He's faced them 1 time this year. 7 innings pitched, no earned runs, only 3 Ks, 21.6 fantasy points, which is good. But for the division against this Texas team, I don't think I can take GP France. Maybe you can. And this is what's different between us and like other DFS providers. I'm going to let you know when I'm wrong the next video if I'm wrong. I don't think I'll have any exposure to JP France at 8,400. Let's see. Right around there. I'd rather have Brian Wu or Jose Barrios. Maybe even Brian Bayo here. Or if you want to go down a little bit, Cole Reagan. So I'm not a big JP France fan. But same thing, Andrew Haney here. I'm not looking at Andrew Haney. Game logs, he had a pretty good game against the Mets. Not good, not good, not good. He was sick or whatever they were going with. I mean, he's 5.1 innings, 29th of August. And then he didn't do anything for 3 starts. So it's been a minute. We're getting the Andrew Haney that we're used to. We're not getting the Andrew Haney that was getting 32.9 or doubled his price or like... He's very up and down. He's already faced the Astros 3 times this year. 15 innings pitched, only 3 earned runs with 15 Ks. I don't trust him. I think the Astros are going to be pissed that they just got swept. This is for the division. Check out what the Vegas numbers are, but I do not trust him. I would definitely be looking at bats in this one. I'm not looking at pitching. So taking a look at the bats, definitely get through here. Righty bats against Andrew Haney, but Michael Brantley, I don't mind Michael Brantley, lefty on lefty. Yordan, now this is one where, so Yordan stayed in the game. If you didn't see it, he was running after a double on Sunday Night Baseball. His foot caught and slid, but his other one didn't, and then he went into the outfield wall, but braced himself, but then was rubbing his knee. So this is something where I think he had knee problems before too. So monitor this situation. If he is in, he's a great option against a lefty. Kyle Tucker dominates lefties. Yanner Diaz dominates lefties as well. I'm going to have exposure. I'm going to have I don't think I'm going to have either pitcher. I'm going to have stacks on each team. I would look at Kyle Tucker. I would look at Bregman. I would look at Jeremy Pena. Jose Altuve. So Brantley, Alvarez, Diaz, Tucker, Bregman, Pena, and Altuve is what I'd look at. The Rangers bats that I'd use, Corey Seager's been absolutely on fire this year. I think everybody knows that. Adolis Garcia had a monster walk-off home run on Sunday. Mitch Garver had a fantastic Sunday. I don't know if Mitch Garver will hit. It's either going to probably be him or Jonah Heim, but Jonah Heim's a good option. Nate Lowe's a good option. Ezekiel Duran is a good option. I mean, these are two teams that I think you're going to want to have exposure to both of them. I think you're going to want to stack both sides, but you're going to have to make multiple different stacks because you're going to have the Corey Seager, that's very expensive, the Adolis Garcia, the Jonah Heim, the Nate Lowe. Then you're going to look at Marcus Semien or Duran or Tavares. So when you're making stacks, so this is if you make like 20 plus lineups and you've got your stacks that you are focused on, which we do have stacks on the cheat sheet. Let me show you the cheat sheet real quick, just so you can see it. Sorry about my dog. Clacking down the stairs. Stop licking the carpet. So I just kind of want to see, like, we have lineups. So we have our cheat sheet. As you can see, like Sunday, I really didn't like a lot pitching. So I had them as tournaments. Then we have our stacks. So the stacks that we like here, who's in there. We got the weather, the early lineups, the main lineups, and then the home run picks. So that being said, it's a full day. We're very excited with 11 games. Make multiple stacks. Definitely make multiple. You want to have exposure to this game. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I have been wrong in the past, so that's an option to be wrong, but I feel like it's going to be a high-scoring game. Blue Jays at the Athletics, Jose Barrios versus Ken Waldichuk. Barrios forced 47 times, hasn't really faced him a ton. It's a couple of games, like 3 starts basically. Looking at this, we'll look at Barrios here. Oakland just actually swept the Angels, which isn't saying a ton. Barrios here got hit kind of hard by Washington. 6 innings, 5 earned runs, only 2 strikeouts. Time before that against Baltimore, 6 innings, 5 earned runs. So he's been lit up his past couple of starts. Then had a good game against Cincy, not a good game against the Cubs, good game-ish against Boston. So it's been up and down for Barrios this year. Splits-wise, he's faced Oakland once this year, 6 innings, 6 hits allowed, 1 home run, 2 earned runs, 24.1. If he could replicate this, that's fantastic. Pretty sure this is probably in Toronto as well. Yeah, so that was at home. Now he gets a plus matchup in a ballpark. I want some Barrios. Then Waldichuk here against Toronto. Has faced him once this year, gave up 6 earned runs. I don't want anything to do with it. I'm not looking at any of the Oakland bats. I am looking at Barrios, and I am going to look at Toronto bats. So Brandon Belt's been on fire. Vlad had a home run in Coors on Sunday. I would look at Vlad. I would look at Belt. I would look at Springer against a lefty. I would look at Whit Merrifield against a lefty. And then you've got a bunch of these names that you've probably never heard of. So definitely check out the lineup that comes out. But if you are going with Toronto, I'm going Vlad, I'm going Merrifield, I'm going Springer, I'm going Belt. Then if you need to find another one, find one of these lower priced. Davis Schneider's been on fire this year. And I really don't want anything to do with the A's. If you are going against Barrios, Brent Rooker, Noda, Geloff, Brown, Langoliers would be the ones that I'd look at. Rockies at the Diamondbacks is next. Peter Lambert versus Merrill Kelly. I don't like either of these really. This is another day where you've got a couple of pitching options that you feel confident about, and then you've got the ones that we just don't know about. So game logs, yeah, Pete Lambert, we took Atlanta against him. They only did 3 earned runs, but 3.3 is not enough. Facing Arizona, faced him once this year, only went 2.2 innings. So looking at game logs, 5 innings, 5, 7, 6. So he's going into the games. He's just not getting the fantasy points against Atlanta. Did a pretty good game against Tampa Bay, got 3 times his value. Against the White Sox, did almost 5 times his value. Tournament, I'm okay with at 5,500. Any price like that at 5,500, I'm okay with, but I'd rather probably take the bats in this one. So you've got Lambert there, and then Merrill Kelly's up here at 9,300 against Colorado. Coming off a terrible game against the Dodgers, minus 9.8. Against Cincy, 39.2 was fantastic. 10.6 is not enough. Splits-wise, he's already faced Colorado twice this year, 12 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 16 Ks. Let's take a look to see if... So one was in Colorado, and he actually had a really good game in Colorado with 11 strikeouts. Then the other one was in Colorado. So he's pitched in Colorado both times. Let's see, how was he in this game? He didn't do too bad in this game either. So he's pitched very well against them in Colorado, which you're not supposed to be able to do. Now he's got him at home at 9,300. I kind of like him. I like him better than Webb. I like him better than... It's toss-up. But with his track record at 9,300, I would take up that 500 there. So that being said, let's take a look at both sides of the ball. See what bats we'd like. So I'd obviously rather have Arizona bats than Colorado. Ketel Marte, Corbin Carroll, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. would be one. I like Gurriel Jr. and Walker more against lefties, but I'll take both of them. Love me some Corbin Carroll today and Ketel Marte. Those are the ones I feel most confident about in this lineup. And then just depending on who's out there, I really like Pham and Longoria against lefties mainly. If Pham is in there, I'm okay with it. As you can see, he's ton of dark red there. So not really looking at any Colorado. If you want to go against the grain, Ryan McMahon, Nolan Jones, Charlie Blackmon, Brendan Rodgers would be the ones that I'd look at. Mariners at the Reds, Brian Wu versus to be announced right now. Let's see if they think they know. They think it's going to be, he's going to be an opener. TJ Anton, going to be an opener, and then we don't know. So can't really go off anything there. He is a righty. He's pitched one time. Just got called up. He used to be on the team, I want to say. So he's going to be the opener, and they do not know who's going to come in and be the bulk reliever behind him. So you've got that, and then you got Brian Wu here at his 8,000 price, coming off a really good game against Oakland. Okay game. He didn't hit value against the White Sox. He did hit value against the Angels. Splits-wise, he has not faced Cincinnati this year. This is Great American Small Park. It is a ballpark that gives up runs, which you can find on our MLB, our ballpark stats ratings. So go look at the ballpark ratings, and you can see where each of these ballparks will rank in this slate. So you kind of have him there. He's pitching on the road, which he is a little bit better on the road, but this is a batter's park. It's a hitter's park. But I'll take a little bit of Brian Wu here at 8,000. I like him better than JP France at 8,400. But if you want to go down a little bit, I'd go down to Reagan's here. So if you're not using the pitching, let's take a look at the bats real quick. Mariners bats, I don't know what, let's see, did he play? So he did play. Nothing here. So he's played the whole weekend. Did really well on Saturday. Nothing here on Sunday. So he is back. He should be good to go. So whatever injury he had should be good. J-Rod, if you're not going with... We don't know who the pitching is for the Reds. I would definitely look at the Mariners bats. So I'd be looking at Rodriguez, Teoscar Hernandez, Eugenio Suarez, Cal Raleigh, the big dumper. I'd look at him. J.P. Crawford I'm okay with. If you want to go even deeper dives, Mike Ford. You could look at Ty France, Josh Rojas. Those are all ones that are going to be cheaper options if you don't want to pay up for the J-Rod, Teoscar Hernandez, and Suarez. Reds bats against Wu if you're not going. Ellie De La Cruz, he's just so expensive. Hunter Renfroe is there. Spencer Steer I'm okay with. That's what I would look at. So yeah, just kind of reiterating, probably be Ellie at his price. Spencer Steer, Hunter Renfroe, Senzel. Bader's more of against lefties though. So I'm probably not on the Bader train on here. Does lead off, though, or he has been leading off, so that could mean he gets, 4+ at-bats, so we could look at this, but probably leaning more towards Brian Wu than the Reds bats. Red Sox at the Rays is next. Brian Bayo versus Aaron Savale. Now, I thought Savale was supposed to pitch the other day. He did not. Bayo here, 7,800 game logs. Not a good game against Houston. Then he had a good game against Houston, good game against the Yankees. Not so good against Detroit. Splits-wise, he's faced Tampa Bay once this year. 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 5 Ks. Only 13.3 fantasy points, which would be less than the 2 times we're looking at. Again, division rivals here, if you want to call them rivals. Pitching on the road, he's got a 3.73 ERA on the road. So, I'm not in love with this pitching either. Savale's 9,700. For whatever reason, I feel like I thought he was supposed to pitch the other day against Cleveland. Maybe I'm out of my mind. Maybe not. Splits-wise, he's faced Boston once this year, 5.2 innings, 2 earned runs, only 3 Ks. Got 15.2 fantasy points, which would not be enough for his $9,700 price tag here. If you look at the games, he got 5 strikeouts, 9 strikeouts, 5. So he's had, pretty good games here. He's priced up like he is. Pitching on the road. No, pitching at home. He's 3.31 ERA, so he is worse at home than he is on the road. I don't know if I want this pitching. I think I'd rather have the bats in this one. So just take a real quick look at the bats. Depending on what lineup comes out for Boston, Devers against a righty I really like. Tristan Casas has been on fire this year. Justin Turner. Yoshida I would look at. Adam Duvall, of course, I took him. All I needed, I had a 3 home run parlay bet on Saturday. I hit 2. All I needed was Duvall to hit a home run. Of course, he doesn't do it on Saturday. He does it on Sunday. That's just how it goes. He's been scorching hot lately outside of the game that I took him needed a home run, but neither here nor there. Those would be ones I'd look at. Flip side of that, Yandy Diaz has been on fire. You can see a bunch of red. Randy Arozarena, Luke Raley I would look at. Brandon Lau I would look at. Paredes I don't mind. And then you've got a lot of cheap options that are very cheap if they're in, like Brujan, Aranda, Basabe. Those are all very cheap options if you don't want to pay up the high price for like a Diaz or a Rosarena here. So that's my thought in this game. Next one, Twins at the Guardians. You got Pablo Lopez versus Lucas Giolito. So Giolito's getting traded around this year. But Pablo Lopez, is this the main? Okay, so the main slate is done. Then we go. Pablo Lopez at 10,500. Game logs, he's not paid his price off since in a couple of starts against Pittsburgh. Now he's going up against Cleveland. He's already faced them twice this year. 11.2 innings, 9 earned runs, 6.94 ERA against them. I don't trust him. I want to see if this is... So he just faced this team his last start, and we actually did not pay up for him at 10,800 because of that. I don't trust him again. They just saw him. They gave up. They had 3 earned runs against him, 97 pitches. Yeah, I cannot trust him. Too expensive for me. Yeah. Probably avoiding Lopez here. This like night slate or whatever you want to call it. Not the best slate. Not a ton of pitching that I like. So we'll look at it. But yeah, Lopez too expensive for me. And then Giolito, it really depends. Like 9,000 here, got 10 fantasy points. Then he got traded. So all of these teams were when he was with the Angels. Splits wise. And I don't know how this really affects ball players because they have the trade deadline. People get traded, but he got traded, and then a month later he got traded again. So he's on his 3rd team in 3 months. I don't know if that how that psychology. That being said, though, he's pitching at home where he's got a 2.53 ERA, but on the road he has a 6.27 ERA, and he's never pitched in this ballpark as a home pitcher. So in my mind, it's an away game. So the numbers aren't going to matter here. I'm not taking either pitcher here. Pablo Lopez is too expensive for me, and Giolito is just too volatile for me. So I'd rather look at the bats in this one. So just taking a look at the bats real quick, and I don't know why my camera is auto-focusing, but whatever. Again, every single time, Joey Gallo is a tournament option, but with only 4 games, these are tournaments. Max Kepler's an option. Donovan Solano's an option. Rather take Jeffers against righties, though. Correa's an option. Royce Lewis, Julian, and Jorge Polanco are all options for the Twins against Giolito. And then if you want to look at the Cleveland bats against Pablo Lopez, Jose Ramirez, obviously. Is Josh Naylor back? Is he off the IL? If Naylor is back, so Josh Naylor is back. His brother's still on the team. So he got reinstated on Sunday. So he was out a little over a month, but now he's back. 5 vantage points, not enough at 4,300. He is down to 4,200, but he's batting 305 on the year. Josh Naylor would be an option that I'd look at here. I'm okay with Bo Naylor. Cole Calhoun I'm okay with. Steven Kwan I'm okay with. Probably it there. I don't know if I'll have much exposure to this game, but I won't with the pitching. Brewers at the Pirates. Corbin Burns versus to be announced. Love me some Burns here. Game logs, didn't hit the value we need, but almost 2 times value. Almost. Against the Cubs. Facing Pirates, he's faced them twice this year. 13 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 21.6 fantasy points, which is basically what we need out of him here. 2.77 ERA going up against the Pirates. And then it looks like it's going to be Luis Ortiz. Game log, 5 innings his last start, but then 3.1, 3.1, 4.2. It's been very up and down. Had a really good game in Kansas City, 20.3. Splits-wise, he's faced Milwaukee once this year. 4.2 innings, 1 earned run, 1.93 ERA with a 16.3 fantasy points per game. GPP, I'm okay with. Luis Ortiz at 5,600, you could afford that. So I'm okay with Ortiz at this price. But Milwaukee, obviously, we know they're hitting very well this year. Division lead, or they're in the division lead, or they were tied. Let me see. I think they are in the lead because the Cubs lost 2 of 3. But yeah, so if you're not going with Ortiz and you are going with the Brewers bats, Christian Yelich, William Contreras, I think, has 3 home runs in his last, I don't know what the number was. It was like 3 home runs in his last 5 games or something like that. He's been absolutely on fire. If you want to go contrarian tournaments, a tournament option would be Carlos Santana, Rowdy Tellez, Mark Canha, I don't mind. I believe he had a home run on Sunday. Willie Adames, I don't mind either. Andrew Monasterio's been, I think he's struggled lately. I do know that Milwaukee did sign Donaldson, but he's not on the list yet. He's not called up. He is supposedly going to be called up soon. If he is, he'll be put on here maybe, but that's something I'd look at. Milwaukee has 3.5 game lead in the Central. So looking at this, it just depends. The Milwaukee side, if you're not going with Corbin Burns, which I am, Brian Hayes would be an option. Brian Reynolds, Jack Sawinski, I would look at. Again, Pirates being out of it, they're going to be playing some of their young guys. They're going to be playing some of these very low-priced players, and you could look at those as well. So just really depends on the lineup that comes out for Pirates. We know pretty much the Brewers are going to be playing their best lineup because they're trying to stay in the division. Pirates are out. So they will be playing some of these guys like Vinny Capra or Alfonso Rivas, like players you probably haven't heard of if you're not a fan of that team. So that is going to be the thought in this game here. I'd rather Corbin Burns against the Pirates. Then you got the Phillies at the Padres. You got Taijuan Walker versus Rich Hill. Walker's 107 plate appearances, 180 batting average. Rich Hill, no, I'm stacking against Rich Hill. But we can look at their numbers real quick. Walker against San Diego. His past few games, you're looking at right around 5 innings out of him probably. 16.2, 16.5. He's faced San Diego once this year, 5 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. So like I said, you're right at that 5-inning mark out of him. 13.1 is not enough, though, at 8,000. Again, if you're newer here, you're looking at like 2 times the salary. So at 8,000, he needs a minimum of 16 fantasy points to even be relevant in the conversation. Unless every single one of your batters hits like home runs and extra base hits to get those fantasy points, you need a minimum of at least 2 times value. And we're gonna have I do have a chart. I don't think it's on the website right now, but I do have a chart of every single salary, and the number they need to hit. I had it before. I don't think it's there now, so I will build something out and have a page. It's really good for basketball, but it might also be a universal tool for what you're looking at for as well. So that would be that. Probably staying away from both of these pitchers, and I'm looking at the bats again. Who are you going to take? Like for the Phillies, Schwarber, lefty on lefty, I don't care. Bryce Harper, I don't care. Trey Turner against a lefty. Yesterday was the first game that he hasn't hit a home run in 5 straight games. Well, he had 5 straight games, and then he didn't have one there. So he is out of his 5 in a row. Let's start a new 5 in a row, Trey. So Harper, Schwarber, Trey Turner, Nick Castellanos against a lefty. Love that. JT Realmuto against a lefty. I'm all on that. So basically, even Brandon Marsh. So there's a lot of Phillies that I do like against Rich Hill. And then the Padres bats, if you're not going with Taijuan Walker, Juan Soto, I think, has 3 straight games with a home run. Maybe he gets 4 today. Fernando Tatis Jr. Manny Machado had a home run on Sunday. You could look at him. Trent Grisham, I'm in on. I don't mind Gary Sanchez, to be honest with you. Xander Bogaerts, Garrett Cooper. There's a lot of Padres bats I do like. So probably staying away from these pitching. Again, though, like there's not a ton of great pitching outside of Corbin Burns. We'll see. Maybe Grayson Rodriguez against the Angels because they're bad too. So not using pitching here. I am using bats in this one. And then the final game, the Orioles at the Angels. You got Grayson Rodriguez versus Kenny Rosenberg. Grayson here, he's had an up and down season. Coming in with a 5 ERA, 4-3 record, 97 Ks. Game logs against the White Sox, 6 innings, 6 Ks, 28.3. Fantastic start for him. Then against Toronto, 11.5. But then San Diego, 27.4. So he's had really good starts here. Going up against the Angels, he's faced them once this year, but he got lit up. 3.1 innings, 8 earned runs. I want to say that was right before he got called down. Or sent back down. LA, 5-15. No, it wasn't. I don't know if Mike Trout was in there. The Angels did trade away a lot of their players. He's 7,200. People might see that and go away from it, but I kind of like Rodriguez here. And then Rosenberg. I don't know if he's an opener. Most likely. Oh, he's starting. Yeah, I mean, he's technically a starter. Whether or not he gets lit up by the Baltimore Orioles, we'll see. Has not started a game this year. He's only pitched in 2 games, but he is now starting. Whether or not that's going to be 5 innings, we don't know. And you can see 1 earned run in 2 innings his last start against Cincy, 4 earned runs against Houston. Not taking him either. So on this side, yeah, I mean, you kind of know who, like the Angels bats, they're very few and far between that you want to look at outside of Ohtani. So just kind of looking at Ohtani, he would be one. Logan O'Hoppe, maybe. Brandon Drury, okay, I'm with. Mickey Moniak a little bit, maybe Moustakas, I'm okay. Luis Rengifo will be another one I'd look at. But I'd rather focus on the Orioles bats against Rosenberg here. So Gunnar Henderson, don't care if it's a lefty-on-lefty matchup. Like that matchup for him. Mountcastle, same thing. Like his matchup there. Santander, I like. Adley Rutschman, I like. Those are the ones that I really like. If you want to go and get the cheaper options if they're out there, Ryan O'Hearn, I don't know if he'll start. Jorge Mateo, always a threat to steal a base for you. Westberg, I don't mind him either. So that's it. That's the breakdown. Those are 11 games. Not the best 11 games with starting pitching, but we've got baseball for Labor Day. Hopefully you have had a great weekend, and now you have a Sunday or the Monday off to grill or do whatever you want to do. And hopefully it is good for you. But now we're towards the end of the video. We're going to look at the 2,000 simulations. There are already 2,000 of them are done. We do 10,000 before the main slate. These are the top bats so far. Now, this will be on the website, but this will probably change in the 10,000 simulations, so definitely check that out on the website. But let's go through the bats right now. We'll go through the bats, and then we'll go through the pitching. So Max Kepler's number 1 against Giolito. Number 2 is Kyle Schwarber against Rich Hill. Number 3 is Mitch Garver. Number 4 is Corey Seager. Number 5 is Christian Walker. 6 is Trey Turner. 7 is Gunnar Henderson. 8 is Adley Rutschman. 9 is Josh Lowe. 10 is Juan Soto. 11 is Mountcastle. 12 is Marcus Semien. 13 is Bryson Stott. 14 is Nate Lowe. And 15 is Donovan Solano. So in those top 15, we have 2 Minnesota bats at the bookending, everybody. We have 3 Philly bats. We have 4 Texas bats. 3 Baltimore bats. 1 San Diego bat. 1 Tampa Bay bat. So you can kind of see the thought process of the first few simulations. The Phillies are a great stack, Baltimore's a great stack, and Texas is a great stack, which we kind of already discussed before going through the simulations. And then the pitching, as of right now, it's got Cole Reagan's number 1 today, which I love Cole Reagan's. Number 2 is Grayson Rodriguez. 3 is Justin Steele. 4 is Merrill Kelly. 5 is Jose Barrios. 6 is Aaron Savale. 7 is Pablo Lopez. 8 is Ken Waldachuk, which I won't have any exposure to Ken. 9 is Giolito, which I won't have any exposure. 10 is Andrew Haney, which I won't have any exposure. And then 11 is Logan Webb, and 12 is Brian Bayo. So as you can see, it's kind of in my same mindset of not a ton of great pitching options on the day again, but we are back. Hopefully, we've been able to help you navigate through if you had any questions. But hopefully you had a great weekend. Hopefully your Sunday was amazing. I know our NASCAR killed it. I know our baseball killed it because you guys told me it did. And yeah, so this week we're going to be focusing on NFL. I'm very excited for that. You have no idea how excited I am for NFL, just to sit on the couch for a Sunday and just enjoy watching my touchdown parlays hit with you guys too. So that's what I've got in this video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, get those down below. If you got some questions you don't want out here, email us dfshelp1@gmail.com or hit us up on Twitter @advisor_team. Let's get this to 150 likes so I can give away 2 lifetime passes. Good luck on this slate. Let's bring home some bacon. Peace.